How the music for the movie Air was influenced by Ben Affleck's 1984 playlist. Ben Affleck sent a music playlist titled 1984 to Air music director Andrea Von Forster. The music selection, which included well-known 80 Seconds classics including Africa by Toto, Candy Girl by New Edition, and Jump by Van Halen, was described by the singer as literally my childhood by her. Michael Jordan's historic sponsorship agreement with Nike is explored in the Affleck-directed movie, which is set in that same year. The inspiration for the 23 needle drops and 18 score cues that Air incorporates came from the film's director and star's playlist. Von Forster didn't merely choose the music for the movie's needle drops to contrast with the visuals, rather, she adds, the music was used as a showcase to tell a story. Her intention was to employ music from the time period in an accurate, artistic, and musical way with lyrics that frequently matched what was being seen on film. Von Forster used music by artists ranging from Bruce Springsteen to Dire Straits to bind the narrative together. As Sonny, a character played by Matt Damon, waits to find out whether Jordan would sign, the ballad Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper is played. According to Von Forster, the soundtrack for the movie was largely assembled by requesting musicians and music publishers to believe in the movie and its plot because there wasn't a large budget for music. Time After Time was in the script, so we went ahead and made the movie, but we lacked the funding that people assumed we had. It was genuinely about inspiring people to believe in this movie and to believe in you. According to Von Forster, Cyndi Lauper likes Viola Davis. Thus, she responded yes. In addition to discussing how Air came to have its memorable songs, Von Forster offers insight into what wasn't included. Don Henley's song Dirty Water was the first choice, and we later tried Boys of Summer as the first main title. We didn't receive it in time, but it did clear. The next song was Money for Nothing, and it is impossible to top it. It was the perfect touch to have music playing beneath the logos and then hit guitar as the picture began. However, even though the song was released in '85 rather than '84, its iconic status made us feel like we couldn't let it go. That was this movie's major effort. Due to the sale of the majority of 1980s music, it was extremely difficult. So, the goal was to identify who owned what. It is sometimes owned by a French corporation and other times by a single person. But we did. Our editors William Goldenberg and Corey Milano deserve the most of the credit for finding many of those score cues. Using a scene from a film that everyone recalls is the best way to set the time. It's commonly known that Harold wrote the music for Beverly Hills Cop. Although we just use Axel F's theme briefly, it is superb and completes its task quite swiftly. In the movie, Born in the USA wasn't playing. The sequence where Sonny Vaccaro is given the song's misinterpreted meaning by Jason Bateman's Rob Strasser was included, but the music wasn't intended to drop at that precise moment. We had to acquire those as they are mentioned, along with Run DMC's My Adidas. 2 years prior, Bruce Springsteen's catalog had been sold. As a result, I spoke with the label and Sony Publishing. They watched the movie and decided they wanted to be involved because our soundtrack was also released. Sony, though, is a blessing. All I know is that I worked closely with Bruce, but I'm not sure if he genuinely allows the use or if it's simply management. When Michael Jordan enters Nike's headquarters, the song Jump by the Pointer Sisters is actually playing. It is what is being seen on the screen. It was a last-minute decision, but we ultimately chose Dan Hartman's I Can Dream About You. The revision was more focused on the reasons why a sports star wouldn't find a song like that appealing. It worked out better because Dan's song is a little mellower. Jump by Van Halen seemed a perfect fit, but we had no response on it. We included John Lennon's Nobody Told Me in my writing. Lennon is not a performer that we have a license for. We decided against it because we knew it would be too pricey.